Shout out Manscaped.
Oh, come on.
If you're not manscaping right now in this weather, you are bomb.
Right, this is the weather that you need.
This is the weather for Manscaped.
Bushwhacker and your everything, fam.
If you're not manscaping with this weather, that's suicide.
Use the code WINNERS, 20% discount.
You need your aftershave, so go get your Manscaped aftershave. You need your bushwhacking thing to bushwhack your thing.
20% discount. Use the code WINNERS, and you need the body groomer, everything.
Streamline.
Yeah, come on, man's got to be flying. Also, you got to check out the boxer shorts and all that as well.
See it there?
T, what are you saying on the boxer shorts? I know you got some. What are you saying?
Boy,
be real. Just say how you feel.
one of the best boxer shorts I've owned. I can't lie. And I've got some True Living boxer shorts, and I thought those were the ones. Like the different level.
Though, they're smooth, man.
Yeah. What, the Manscaped ones? See the Manscaped ones, it's kind of like, like a sports.
It's a level. It's quality, high quality. Use the code WINNERS, 20% discount. Get yourself involved. Get your Manscaped kit. Kit yourself out, but definitely get the body grooming thing. Man, then pattern up for the summer. You understand? Get yourself right.
Them ones there take the moisture away from that. You know, if your legs rub and all them thing there, just soak it all up and you're good to go, fresh at all times.
You're ready.
Manscaped.
Manscaped. 20% discount when you use the code WINNERS.
Shh. Winners Talking.
Winners Talking podcast. It's another one.
Come on.
Pound Sterling, the hustler. Big PS, Big Dougie Doug, the Dougster.
They are.
Special guest in the building today.
Mm-hmm.
One of the originals and forefathers in this UK rap thing.
Trust me.
Was part of one of the original collectives in this UK rap thing.
Trust me.
A pioneering set.
Mm-hmm.
A man that's been a role model and carried himself a certain way for the culture, and he has to be given his props.
Trust me.
An author.
Mm-hmm.
Best-selling author.
Mm-hmm.
Sold a lot of books, you know. I saw the stats, my brother. I saw them. I saw them. Let me not act like I didn't. You know, like man like to act like I didn't see something.
Yeah. Like they skip past it, like they didn't know.
So I have to give the accolades, but yeah, we got Jaja Soze in the building today, man.
Come on,
fam. Respect for that, fam.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro. How's everything with you,
Yeah, it's
bro?
all good, you know. It's all good, man. Yeah, man.
Good to see you.
I see you for a long hot minute, fam.
I know, bro. I
Time.
see you for a while, but it's good to see you, bro. It's
Yeah,
good to
fam.
see you.
Yeah,
Love
man.
when the man them link up, you know, like that.
Trust me.
Yeah, man. So what's been occurring, bro? What just on the recent thing? What you been up to?
Well, you know what? I just been kind of like getting into, establishing the platforms more, the creative platforms that I've been on. So I've got like 2 studios. I've got one Brixton Recording Studios.
Heard about it.
I got another one in Brixton that I manage called Brixton Village Studios. So basically we just built a platform. We're doing artist development, events, and doing training. So we do training for like young people with engineer training, songwriting, across the whole field of training,
Yes.
creative jewelry, all sorts of stuff. I'm saying to you, so I'm just kind of cover the whole kind of creative platform, take it to the next level. I've been kind of working on the same mission for years. It's always been the same direction. I haven't come off course.
Bro.
I've been building. Yeah.
You haven't come off course. That's something I was gonna say, and I want to acknowledge in there as well. Like, people give me a lot of credit at the moment and all of that for what I'm doing as far as forwarding the thing and trying to do what I'm doing for the for community and for our culture and stuff. But I've got to give it. Judge has been doing it for a long time, bro.
Yeah.
Judge was the spokesman for long time, bro.
Yeah.
Judge has been
Talking
doing
to the youth and
talking
giving
to the
it
youth.
back, you get what I'm
from
saying?
early. You understand? From early.
You know,
So
I was doing it when it went cool. When I first started doing it, wasn't cool. Remember? I even remember doing like our first kind of like sit down interview. I'm chatting to someone and they was like, "Raw, nah, man. What's Judge doing, man?" Like,
yeah, the man that was trying to
Raw,
lick out against it.
no one didn't really understand it. You get me at the time, like Raw sitting down doing interviews and being on TV and all that. There's like, because they looked at me as Raw. You're from road, like you're road. You are road.
That man's giving away the secrets.
Yeah, like you're not supposed to be.
You're not meant to talk to them.
You're not supposed to be like telling the other people about our world, like, so they didn't understand it. But obviously now it's cool, like everyone's doing it. I'm saying to you, so it's cool. But at the first, when you're like, it's with anything. When you're the first person, you have to take the punch ups and that. You're going through a door first. If you're in the front of the wall and you're running first at the beginning,
you're the one that's gonna get,
you're gonna get punches. You get me?
What led you to that though, Judge? What made you take the step in that direction? Because before we get to all the original Bang Bang Anywhere gang, what took you to made you take that step?
You know what? I've always had it in me. You know, do you know what it was? I saw someone yesterday. You know, one young youth. He's a big man now. He said, "Raw Judge, do you know, in your interviews, you never talk about when you used to do the events and back in the days before the PDC kind of thing. I used to do some events called Kid Cartel, and like Ghetto Fever and talent shows." Wiley done a post one time about it and said that I gave him money for one of his, in the early times, I was giving man money, like, I used to book all the man, them, like Wiley, Mega, everyone for the shows, for Dizzy Rascal, all of them. That's when they first started. I'm saying that's when it was like, them days to book at MC was like £150 and
like,
£50 I'm giving certain man, you get me? Like, that was them days, you get me?
I say light, but to come out your pocket at the time, it's a thing. Like, any money to come out your pocket.
Yeah, so I was doing like big events, like shutting down places on a big scale, get me? And like all the young youths at the time was coming in there. It was like I used to do under 18, so I had a place for the man to go and it felt like it was theirs, you get me? So like, a lot of them always say that, like, Raw, you gave us like a little spot that was ours, like, and we always used to link up with like Peckham used to go there, Brixton, everyone used to kind of link up, you get me? So my thing always was about bringing the community, what is ours, and organising it though. I used to always say, you know what, we have so much, you know, but it's just not organised. And it used to piss me off, bro. I used to look at it, I'm very observant, so I used to look at the way things was going on. I'd be like, you know what, we own so much that we don't own it, but we create so much.
But own so little.
But we don't own nothing.
And
then it used to get me mad. I was like, no, how can we just like, how can I kind of put this together? How can we kind of like start structuring stuff? So back then when I was telling everyone about, you know what, seeing that in like now, if we do things now, in the future, we can own like podcasts and we can own record labels and we can own, I was saying this in the end of the 90s, you know, I was saying we can own all this stuff, we can do this and we can have our own businesses and all that. And man was like, nah, that's never gonna happen. That's never gonna happen.
Do you know what it is? I ask you as well sometimes because I wonder to myself because I had the same mindset in it. So I always used to wonder to myself, now as I've got older, do you think it's something that you learn, or do you feel it's a spiritual thing, like something inside of you that is a calling? Because a lot of it I feel is almost a calling.
Yeah, it's a calling. It's
not,
you don't learn. You can't learn.
It's not something you learn. It's something inside your spirit.
I had it from as soon as I can remember. It was it's in me. Like the lion's in you, fam. It's it. Some just saying to you, some men are lion, some men are sheep. Some men, that's just how it is.
Some men are ducks.
Yeah, some men are ducks and all that. Say to you, some men are. So that's the game. Like it's just real life, and we have it in us. And I just always had that drive in me. I'm saying to you all the time. I'm saying to you. So there was, even when I was coming up, doing certain things, and I always, you know, you can come up and you can see another lion, and you can like, raw. We connect. I'm saying to you. So as I was growing up, I was connecting with all the right people, like, and just building and building and building. And I think that spirit was just in me, that fire from a young age. I don't know how to like. It's just. Because it's in me.
It's just in you.
Yeah, it's just in me. Like, we just do this thing like, I want to build, and we want to make things happen. You know what it is that too much things have been taken from us, and it's for us I see us as leaders of our community.
Facts.
We are a lot of the men then wasn't standing up and playing their positions. You understand? So I was like, nah, I'm not having it. I'm playing my position. Like, I'm playing. I'm doing this man thing. I'm saying to you, like, the alpha thing's in me standard. Like, I'm less like that. I'm ferocious like that sometimes when it comes to like doing stuff like that, community stuff and business and that. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna take the lead. And if I have to get punches on the way and criticism, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it like a man. Like, you know what? As long as no one don't put their hands on me, I'm good. You get me? So I'm gonna take the criticism, the cusses and that. I can do all that. So when I was first coming in, I was going through all of that, like, raw, what's my man doing? Or raw, he's going soft, or them are doing business thing, or they're not on the streets no more, and I had to take all of that. And then now that turned to raw, I man respects you, fam. You're a G, fam. All my days. Now man can see what you was doing. So it turned to that eventually. but I had to be prepared to go through that first.
What was the first TV kind of thing? You weren't the Ross Kemp.
My first TV appearance was my first TV appearance.
See how many TV appearances?
Yeah,
like,
only.
you know the way the man's just got to think deep.
First
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
Man's done a
What was
bag
the
of
first one
TV.
ever?
Yeah, bare.
I can't remember. It's mad, but was it Sky or something? It was Sky.
What was that? The Ross Kemp thing? I remember
that was
watching that.
late after that. I went on
That was
something
way
before
after,
that.
yeah.
that
That's
was
the
way
first
after
time I
that.
saw you man on TV.
I went on something before that. I can't remember what.
You
it
went on
was
a few things.
I've been on,
News.
Nah, I see
yeah,
man on
I've
the
been on
news,
loads of
nothing
on the
people
news. Yeah, they used to,
ITV.
yeah, so they used to always like, anytime something was happening, they'll phone me like Judge, like, what's your take on this? Like, and then after a while, see, at first, yeah, when that used to happen, I used to be the spokesperson, and after I was like, nah, man, I'm not even chatting to these people no more. They didn't like the way they was just like the way they. I started understanding the system and how they use us, put us at
Push
certain
the narrative.
positions,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
make to fit a narrative.
Yeah.
I started understanding it, so I started not doing that no more. I'm saying to you, and I started, and then stopped doing all that kind of stuff, and I started saying, no, we have to create our own lane. That's when I started getting into documentaries and doing certain things. And saying, no, we have to create our own the real narrative of us. We have to have our own narrative, and not making
100%.
them stop pushing the narrative. I'm saying to you, so. Yeah, that's why even now with the podcast, like, I love it. Like when I see everyone with their podcast, I love it. Like it's mad. Not like when I come in now saying raw, like, oh, you know, I was kind of gas. Get me to the logo. Like,
Come on.
get me.
Obviously, you're someone I said from earlier. I was always said Judge, innit?
Yeah.
I said, but I saw you wrote the book, and in my mind I said, right, when the book comes out, I'm gonna hit you up and say, right, come talk about the book, Judge. Timing, innit? It's always timing,
Exactly,
and this is timing. You understand?
yeah,
So we're here right now, and it's great. But let's go back a little piece, Judge. Original, old school PDC coming out. You man was out from early. I remember hearing about you lot from stepping end of the 90s, kind of 2000s. I was hearing PDC.
Yeah.
You understand? I was hearing
Names
that
was ringing.
Names was ringing. Now, their man's names would ring anyway because you man were a branch of the 28.
Yeah.
And when we was youths, man's hearing 28.
When it's popping, they
You
were
understand?
popping,
So then you lot came in and angled it towards a music direction. How did that come about, Judge? For those that don't know.
The music direction, do you know what it was? Same thing again, that thing of, it has to be, with me, I'm one of those people, it has to make sense. So, like, when I was looking at the street thing, I was like, the road shotting and badness, like, the end bit don't make sense. So things have to make sense to me. I'm like, that don't make sense. Like, the end goal of that don't make sense. Like, man in jail for life, or just dead. I'm like, nah, fam, that don't make sense. So there has to be, I have to make it make sense in my head. Like, that don't make sense. So creating opportunity and us building and making money and making certain man become millionaires and we can build platforms and other people can come through, that makes sense to me.
Infrastructure.
So then I had to start thinking, okay, how can I use what I've got around me to do that? Like, because them times there was no, like, it's not like now, there was no links, like, there's no links, like, here, see man get investment and all that now, like, that wasn't there, sponsorships and all that wasn't there, there's no, that wasn't out them times, so it was like, you have to use the utilities in your environment that you have. So at that time, I was like, okay, all I've got is the mandem, and what's the thing that we all can do, a lot of us can do, and that was rapping. So all of us, certain man was chatting, doing ragged lyrics, certain man was garage MCs, there was like, but music was like, apart from the road and crime and all that, music was the next thing that we all had common interest in.
That's right.
So I said, you know what? That's the angle I'm gonna go at. I remember telling the man them like, raw music. It was me and Montana, and we were saying to them like, you know what? We need to bring the music into the street element. Certain man was like, nah, we can't do that. How's that gonna work? And that they're not gonna let us through. But I said, nah, trust me, we're gonna do it. And then we made noise. You get me? Like, we came through. And the same thing with the music. We had to like kick down certain doors and get in problems and then not allowed, and we got in trouble. But now the youngers can just go through. But we had to get in trouble and blocked and all that. So we had to kind of get the punch up at the beginning again.
That's what I say. Enough of the man them, you know, and a lot of the guys, we come from different areas or environments, but we share the same story.
Exactly.
The story's the same everywhere because Jaja's how he's breaking down just sounds like me with my lot. Exactly. No different, you know. Literally word for word. It sounds like what I'm going to be saying and I'm saying, nah, this is how we're going to change the cycle, boys, and this, that, the other. It's the same thing, you understand? Exactly. So all it is now, and I hope that the younger lot take from this of us is we're breaking down barriers of standoffishness and like looking, maybe we wouldn't have approached each other and spoke and had a proper conversation. Like we've moved all of them things out the way. You understand? Because I remember, I think the first time I bucked Jaja was, I was coming to do you might not remember, I was coming to do a daily duppy. I think Posty had lined up a load of daily duppy all at once. Remember?
Yeah.
First time we bucked.
Yeah. But we linked up a couple
But we
times
linked
after
up
that,
straight after that.
Nah,
You
I was about to
understand?
say,
Straight after that.
straight
Then we spoke. Then it was
Yeah.
like, from then, that's all the icebreaker.
Yeah.
Because sometimes all it takes is us just to energy.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying? I like
Exactly.
energy. From we bucked that
Straight.
first time, from then it was energy.
That's what
and
I'm
I'll give you a
saying.
joke while we're saying it before we move on. Since we've been doing the podcast, my cousin, he's from your bit, innit? Right over there. So he's gone to me like, boom, after we watched about 10 episodes. These guys is my cousin.
Yeah.
Knows me good for years. I thought, you understand? Then he goes to me, he's like, about 10 episodes. He ran me one day. He goes, rah, fam, man, them are coming in there and they're giving you a lot of respect in Lucian and all that, innit? He goes, rah, bro, boy, you coming kind of like, boy, you on level, like Jaja on my ends and them things. I said, bro, what, you don't know, man, fam? No, I gotta give it to you still. I gotta give it to you. I said, you're a joke. What? He goes, no, I'm not saying I didn't believe you and that, but he goes, no. The jokes, I'm just saying, like, but I never forgot. So I'm thinking, what? You've been with me every day for however long. You understand? And then what? But anyway, we move. You get me?
That's what I'm saying.
We move. But yeah, man, I'm still laughing.
That's the old man for life, you
For
know.
life, you know. For life. Yeah, but it's the older cousin thing. Innit?
Yeah, come on.
But anyway, no. So PDC, it was a powerful movement.
Yeah.
It was a powerful
Big movement, yeah, man.
Powerful, like, and a lot of artists came off the back of it as well, and they had solo careers and it opened doors, and you can still see it filtering down now. So to the youths to come up, they'll tell you that certain man from PDC was their favourite rappers. And stuff.
So even all the lot of the young youths coming through now, like I've mentored and developed loads of the artists out there now. So I'm behind the scenes still with loads of the new artists. So loads of them. I work with them all the time. They phone me for advice. Like I'm like one of those real big brothers. Like they all phone me from youths from Brixton, Peckham, Stonebridge. They all like, Rod, Big Judge, I need help with this. Like, do you know any lawyers or do you know this or look over this paperwork for me or so I get that all the time. I'm still I make sure I'm accessible like that.
That's right.
Yeah, so I've always been kind of accessible to a lot of the young people. I remember how it was when I was coming through.
And there was no one.
There was no one, fam.
Yeah, there was no one.
I remember a man saying to me like, Rod, oh yeah, you need to link someone in a record label. I was like, what? How? I didn't know, bro. I didn't know what to do. I didn't even know what A&R
Seemed
was.
like a myth, innit?
I didn't even know what A&R was at them times. I was saying,
You don't know nothing.
bro, I didn't know nothing, fam.
You don't know nothing.
Yeah.
Random, it's trial and error, bro.
Yeah.
It's trial and error. That's all you're doing.
Plus, at that time, you didn't even have the technology like we do now to
Bro,
Google and
it was-
look up
there was-
things and
bro,
find
it was
stuff.
peak,
And
fam. Like, there was real gatekeepers, and you don't. It was savage them days. Like, you're just not getting it. Remember, and do you remember? Yeah, everyone was going. All the guys, even I hear guys now talking about rare, bro. Most man was trying to go pop, fam. They were trying to be pop artists, remember? Man was like trying to be pop, like loads of people was trying to go pop, but they just didn't believe in the street dream. The street dream was a myth. Only certain man had the street dream. The other people they had dreams of a pop career. Like they was like, listen, I'm selling now, I don't care.
No, listen, brother, it's a fact.
That's it. That was real
It's a
talk.
fact.
That was real. That was
That's what man was doing. Man was that was the line. Man was I don't care. I'm selling. That used to be the conversation. Man saying they'll sell out for the bag. I don't care, bro. Give me the money. I'm doing whatever.
man,
That's
over
what
them
cool.
pop, man rapping over them pop tunes.
But only certain man at the independent. But Lex said it to me yesterday. He said to me yesterday, I don't know how you always had this mindset of wanting to be owners and independent. He goes, I don't know why. Because remember, Lex is older than me. So he said, I don't know how you always thought like that. And I said to him, you know what, to be honest, I said, I think it was because I used to look at a lot of these Americans. And I always look at us as behind them. As far as what they do. And I'd look at the Rockefellers, Master P's, Birdmans and see it can be done. And understand about ownership's important. You understand? Because you can take a short-term money. But I'm always thinking long-term solution, not quick fix. You understand? But back to the
So that was kind of the journey, and it's just like, you know what? But with PDC though, like even though like it's over now. Like the PDC era stopped. I always told people like now we was basically from like 90s to like 2017. That was the PDC era. Like so that taught me so much just being around, involved in that. It taught me life skills and everything. It taught me so much things like disloyalty, loyalty, like deaths, life sentences, like trauma. There was so much things, business, Like like so much failed. I done so much thing, invested money, I lost money. Like no, it taught me, like it proper grew me, that movement. It grew me, like it made me grow seriously. And that's what I always try to tell the young people, like, see this game here, this is not a joke. Like, you see the street thing can take everything out of you, your whole soul. It can take everything from you. It's like, it's not a joke. Like, there's man in, like, I got friends that are in jail now doing life. They are pissed, fam. They phone me pissed, bro. They are like, raw, I wish I could turn back the time. They saying, raw, Jaja, I wish I just went and got a driving job. They're pissed.
Because they'd rather
They're
be anywhere.
pissed, bro. Bro, they're saying, you know what? I'm mad, Judge. I'm mad. Like they start remembering loads of things. Saying, no, I went mad. I should have just got this job here. I should have went and done this. Like, wasted time. There's my next brother's in there for shot, and he went jail for like around 20 bags, and he got a long sentence and all. But I'm saying, Rob, fam, you could have got a job. 20 bags.
20 bags. Yeah.
20 bags, bro. Like when you deep it,
of course,
and you calculate, you break it down.
Yeah.
And you know what's mad? The man them are gonna go to jail and go and get cleaning job for £14 a week.
Yeah.
On the wing.
Let them know.
£14 a week or something on the wing, cleaning your ass off, scrubbing the floor.
Yeah, just so you can get out yourself.
Just so you can get out yourself. But you wouldn't want to go and get a clean job that pays you 19 grand on road.
Yeah.
A year.
But in the long run, nothing. The man them that do come out, they end up going to get them
Anyway.
as
The
a
options
regular
are slim.
job.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
And then realizing, so if take from what we're saying to you, let's cut the bullshit out. You might as well go straight to the good paying regular job and your freedom, because freedom is a must.
Freedom's big, man.
When I'm working with a lot of the young people and even some of the adults, I just say to them, you know what, bro, skip the bullshit, fam. Let's just skip the bullshit. Listen, let's just forget the peer pressure and trying to like stunt and everyone. Listen, you ain't got no money right now.
Yeah, trust me.
Let's be real. You ain't got no money. Let's go and get a job, and also at the same time we can build up towards like the career that you want to go down. Say you want to go and do like whatever you want to go. You want to be an actor or nothing. In the meantime, spare time you can go and do acting courses and you can do your thing on the side while money's coming in. We can save up some money. Let's create some plans like 2-year plan, 3-year plan, 5-year plan. Let's get some goals and aims, and I'm saying to you, and that's what I've been just getting a lot of the young people to understand about blueprints and aims and goals, and kind of like being organized within yourself, personal development, and just getting them onto that level. And a lot of them are in a much better place because of that. I'm saying to you, and I think a lot of what we're dealing with on the streets right now is a lot of peer pressure. A lot of young youth seeing that they have to live up to a certain type of image.
Yeah.
I'm saying to you have to be a certain way to be like acknowledged.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to have certain things to be acknowledged. I have to always break it down to them like, bro, that's a myth, bro. You
Trust
just
me.
be yourself.
Yeah.
I'm saying to you, just be yourself, fam. Like you're gonna meet a bag of fake people if you go down that road, because it's all fake. You're gonna attract a bag of fake people that they only see things on the outside, materialistic things. There's no depth in that. There's no realness in that. And I think a lot of our culture has adopted that kind of strategy as outside. So you're judging. Remember that. So now a rude boy or a popular person is the one with the most money and the chain and makes the most noise.
Yeah.
And the most he's a bad boy. He's the man.
Yeah.
And the guy that's serious, that's chilling, he's a neek. He's got the most money, but he's a neek.
Yeah.
This man's got no money, but he's just got the loudest trainers on the planet. He's just loud.
Yeah.
This guy, he's the bad boy.
Yeah.
Do you think it's changing though? Have you noticed there's like a shift?
What's happening now?
Yeah, 100%.
People are starting to see and they're saying, you know what? They're getting into investment, self-development, just talking about spirituality. They're trying to tap in. They're saying, you know what? Nah, that's dead now. But man's all talking about like taking care of their woman and saying, you know what? Nah, I need to take care of my woman now. I'm going to find my kids and I'm going to go look after my son and my daughter, and things are changing now. I'm saying to you, and I'm about that. I'm pushing that same agenda all the time. Yeah. That's the progression that we need in our community.
Yeah.
I'm saying to you, one of the main things I always push, I've said it for years, is the importance of the family structure.
Yeah.
I'm saying to you, so I believe we need that. Like, we basically dashed out our grannies and granddads and that. Like, they just don't exist. No one bigs them up. No one gets talked about. The youths don't go to check their grannies and granddads and all that now. It's like, that's a joke thing.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of things need to come back in. I'm saying to you, the ladder of the elders, the olders, OGs. I'm saying to you, like you got a little you skipping everything. He's talking about he's like 14. I'm talking about I'm the main man. I'm the boss. I'm the plug.
Yeah.
What, bro? Shut up, man.
Yeah,
14, like, bro.
Yeah.
You don't know nothing, bro. You been there 14 years, bro. Shut up, bro. I'm saying to
Bro,
you. I'm
and
saying
it's
to
true
you,
though,
like,
because with that structure missing now, it's like there is no respect. Like you see, like with me being like, if I'm like I see people that are older, that I instantly show the love and the respect that they deserve. The manners. Do you get what I mean? This young generation, there's no. If you're older, you're just old.
it's old.
You get what I'm saying?
But that comes from again now because there's been parts missing, like Jaja said, where like we weren't taking care of our youths and this, that, and the other. So now the infrastructure's broken down. Whereas when we was youths, we were spending bare time with our grandparents and all the above and family. You know it goes. Yeah. So yeah, we're trying to bring that back. Slowly but surely, we need to try and we're trying to encourage bringing it back.
Yeah, but it's changing. It's changing. Like, yeah, I'm saying to you, it's changing. Like, even when you lot doing a podcast, you lot talking about like masculine and you see certain keywords like that people weren't hearing. They're not hearing, but people are scared to say certain things. Get me? So that going out into the universe, those kind of like powerful words and that is what we need. I'm saying to you, those certain statements need to get put back out there. Them. Man statements to say to you, dad say to the youth, hey, we talk about get back inside.
They're killing masculinity right now.
Trying to kill it. And examples. Like I said, when me and Jaja linked, we kept linking after that and we kept the link alive.
Exactly.
You understand? It's important. And I can sit up, as I always say, and I can sit here comfortably and big him up and say, right, my man's done for the ends and he was doing, and he's, before I took that turn in myself, he was already there. You understand what I'm saying? So we got to be comfortable with that, approaching each other as well as men.
Of course,
understand? Breaking down them barriers.
Because that's
them kind of thing there.
it,
Not they're just staring across the way at each other.
Yeah.
It's mad, innit? Yeah,
It's wild.
That's another thing as well. I think a lot of that community, the ends, the elders in the ends have to start showing a bit of unity within the elders.
Yes.
Because I hear man saying, the youths don't do nothing. I'm saying, well, but the elders, you lot ain't do nothing either. Like, you lot ain't even linking the man from that ends anyway. So, like, you have to practice what you're preaching. It's about networking and them seeing everyone together, like, raw.
Yeah, because the old beef and the old rivalries are dead now. We're too far gone for it. So, you like what you're saying, we have to start building. Because once you start building them bridges and connecting ends, that one... all those independent little fractions become one big entity. Do you get what I'm saying? You get what I mean with it? Like,
and I think man them are doing it.
It's coming together.
We've taken too many L's.
Yeah, of course.
As a people,
of course.
As individually and just as a people, we've taken too many L's. Like I said, the same stories, just different. You understand? Different people, different locations.
Yeah, straight.
We all share very similar upbringings, very similar locations. We're probably only removed by two people from being related, bro. You understand what I'm saying?
What happens?
Is that real? I'm serious, bro. Like, you'd be surprised. You understand? One of Jaja's cousins or one of Jaja's uncles or something. You know how it goes.
But you know what's mad? You don't know until you go to a family link up, buck people, and you say, right, that's your uncle's rare tech. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's real. It's
true, man. We're trying to bring back the film. We're trying to bring it back. You understand? We're trying to bring it back. All right, Judge. The first book, Streetwear.
Streetwears, yeah.
Big.
Yeah.
Big. Man, them weren't writing books.
Yeah, that was that was way before his time. Yeah.
That's when man was saying he's gone mainstream. He's gone uptown.
Yeah, that was when
I went uptown with
someone giving away with information. Man, them don't write books.
Yeah. When Streetwear come out, that was like way ahead of its time. It was way.
What year was that?
That was 2007 or something like that. Or
right, early doors. Yeah.
Bro,
I'll give you a joke before you continue, just to show some of the symmetry in what Judge goes on with. Around the same time, I got approached by two guys. I was gonna say two white guys, but I might as well say two white guys. So because the man, two white guys, they work for a company, and they were like, "We want to write a book." And I went with someone, I won't say who, and one of the man them. He didn't say a word the whole time. He was just with me because we were rolling. As soon as we finished, he goes to me, family member, older, he goes, "You know you can't be writing no fucking book, innit?"
That's great. That was
the
it.
end of that.
Yeah. That was it.
That was the end of that. Back to you, bro. Good.
That was the attitude. That was the
attitude. So great. So good.
That was the attitude back in days. That was it. So mad. I went for the same thing.
I can imagine.
I went for the same thing. Like, so when that come, it was like it was way. It was people wasn't even ready for that. No. Like now they give me mad ratings, but back then,
respect to you for following
bro. Back then,
it was rigging.
and do you know what it was? there was a don't get twisted. Like the man them nearly got like the man, especially the older, like, they nearly got me change my mind. Don't get twisted, because I was nearly like, no,
Doing, yeah.
I'm supposed to do this. Get me, like, shouldn't be. Even though I'm telling my story, you know, of my life, you know, but I'm thinking they all make me think I'm doing something wrong, like I'm snitching on myself. I'm thinking, I'm not snitching on myself. This is talking about like, I'm telling a story.
Man
But
doing it every day in rap.
everyone does it, like the Americans do all the time.
Man want to go corporate with it, man.
Bro,
Start talking.
so I was like, but then I said, nah, you know what? See in the future, it's like I knew. I said, nah, see in the future, when it changes, and when like films and everything starts they're gonna understand it's gonna change. So I said, you know what? They can cuss me today, as long as any make sure none of these people even come close to me and any disrespect or put their hands on me. Then you got a whole different story. But that's what I think with me as well, because if I was someone else and they could trouble, it might not have went that swiftly. I might have better problems, but because they know you couldn't approach me like that.
Yeah.
So that's where I was kind of blessed in a way where I could kind of cut through.
Yeah. Say man had to approach you on a political one.
When I had to come, people was mad, but when you approach me, you got to be careful how you're expressing your anger. Don't shout too loud. Don't talk about the spit hit me. Don't like there's there's certain things like so you got to be very careful. So you got to be careful. You get me? So that was but when it come out and on the commercial side done really well. The prisons it went down. All the man them like when like around 2 years later and 3 years later when everyone was coming out of prison, they were coming to me saying, yo, I read your book in Joe, yo, that changed my life. And people in Manchester, Birmingham, Liverpool, everywhere I'm going places, they're saying, yo, the book that changed my whole life, fam. And they're telling their story and they're saying, now I do this and now I'm doing this and now I'm a youth worker or now I work in this job or now I'm an accountant. I'm saying, yo, that's what the book done. But see, at them times, I was like, sometimes you're a bit like, you don't really know who's reading it, so I don't know. I don't know. So
social media heavy.
So there was no. So when I'm meeting people and they're saying that, I'm saying, yo, raw. When I'm going to certain places in the kind of like, why you surround to me? Yo, Jaja. I'm like, raw. Well, what's good? Like they're saying, yo, the book. I'm saying, yo, raw. They're reading the book. So that was like kind of opening up my mind how much people it was going to. And that book done really good, like changed, and it gave people a better idea of the people that they think are just madmen.
The mindset.
The mindset. So they're thinking that, we're just all off key. But when the story was told in a way that they said, oh, that's why. This is why they like that. This is why he done okay. So there's a lot of things behind it. The moving, the trauma, the parents breaking up, the school system. There's loads of things. The area they're in, like there's loads of things that contribute to this one individual. I'm saying to you, he's not just a madman. He's not just random madman. There's things that's going on in his life. That's why he's like that. And that's what the book kind of showed the story of. So yeah, man, Street Boys was a big, and it also. I went to the book festival, the one, there was a big one in Wales. I went to big book festival, like Harry Potter, all them was there, and you got Jaja just sitting there. So I was like, that blew me away, you get me? I was at a festival, and then like all the big authors are there, I'm saying, yo, raw, and then one top author, they had like one room, and like, he was half empty, you get me? Then I was thinking, raw, my room, it was my turn to go up in one of the rooms. I was shook. I was thinking, raw, my room's gonna be dead. Right, because there's just like, I'm just from Brixton, you get me? I was thinking, raw, there's gonna be like, no one doesn't really know my team, you get me? So I don't really know how big it's got. So I'm there like, I was sweating, bro, like raw. I was nervous, fam. I went in the room, so they said, it's your turn to go in the room. I walked into the room, it was ram.
Come on, bro.
So I was like, raw. There was BBC there, everyone was there, you get me? So my one was the rammest one, I said, yo, this was going on.
Do you know why though at the same time? Because they've never understood us, bro. You understand? They've never understood us. They might be beginning to more, but you were one of the first and the originals that gave them an insight into the mindset of why we, like you just said, why we are how we are.
And when they asked me the questions and asked me stuff and saying, like, when they're asking general questions in the media, that's when I knew how much they didn't know. I didn't know that they literally don't understand the streets. They don't understand our culture at all. Because the questions they asked me, I was like, wow, they literally don't understand. Like they are like, we're just like in two whole different worlds. That's when I'm understanding how much work that made me know how much work needed to be done. Yeah, within our community, that kind of made me understand. I'm saying, cause when I'm in like we're in Wales, remember, this was like it was different world. Remember, it was like there was like big people. There was like bankers. There was like a whole different audience that I wasn't used to. You know what I'm saying to you, like a corporate world was there, like a whole like publishing authors. There was a couple of music people, but it was like a new world for me. And I saw that they was intrigued, and I said, okay, so this is how much they want to be a part of what we have, our culture. They don't understand it, but it's easy for them to come and take because we don't have nothing organized.
Yeah.
So they can come into our hood, see a young youth that's like, we can say that this young youth's hard. They come and say, don't lie, come in, sign him and take him out. And none of us profit from it.
Yeah.
None of us have no input on it. The youth's just gone. And they moved the youth to some other area, and he's gone out of our community, and our community didn't benefit from none of that. And that's what was happening. That's been happening now a little bit.
Yeah.
So they're doing it on a big scale. So I just saw that and said, you know what? How can we stop this? So that was that Street Boys kind of like open up that kind of mindset for me. Yeah, man.
That's it.
See the original process to start writing it and to write it. Talk to me about that.
The book.
Because I'm not going to lie, Judge. I've sat down a couple of times and said, right, let me start writing a book. It don't really get too far.
So how,
One day, and it was me.
I just don't, you just think in the start, then it gets to, now let me use a dictaphone. And then, them ones there, like, so I'm literally asking you for pointers as a man that's done it already, brother to brother. Big man thing, I'm asking you, man.
You know what it is, yeah? This how I start now. I would just like write. I was go on the my laptop now and start writing my thoughts down. Like I just write whatever the thing is. I'd just carry on writing for long, and then I just keep writing. Whatever I want to write down, I just keep writing it. Whatever it's like whatever story it is or whatever it's about, I just keep writing about it, and then I don't kind of pull it in no order. I just write until I'm think, okay, I got loads of pages now, and then I go back through it and kind of like say, okay, this is gonna be these chapters, neaten it all up. Once I do that, I'd send it to someone who basically looks over it, like a proof reader and writer. They look over it, tidy it all up, back in punctuations and that. Cause sometimes man's writing's a bit ghetto. Man's like, you get me? Cool. So they pull it into like a bit more, make it a bit more like nice, professional. You get me? Neaten it up a little bit. Boom, and then you go for, now you can do self-publishing. There's a lot of self-publishing you can do now, or you can get a publisher. It's like music. You can go and get a record deal, or you can pull it on your own iTunes account or whatever yourself. The game changed now, so you can go and do that. You couldn't do that before, but now you can do that. So that's kind of the process that I do. And when I'm writing, I like to go on like holidays or like a little cottage, go down to a little cottage, and
that's what I've always said is gonna be,
that's what
exactly
I do.
That. No, so because I'm not gonna pretend like I haven't active. I probably mentioned it here before. I one day write a book, one day because every man's got their story to tell. You could write a book. We've all got our stories to tell, but it's to execute it. It takes a lot. That's why I have to give you your kudos and your respect, because you've executed not once but twice. Is it two? There, two books. You understand? So
what's the second one called?
Power of Love. So Power of Love, and and then that the Power of Love one, I wrote that in. I went St. Lucia, Mykonos, and some other places, and just chilled in a villa and just wrote. Peace of mind.
Streetwear had man out there, but
mad. I'm saying to you all the time, chilling, writing and chilling, and that's how I got
I'm gonna feel that kind of power, energy.
That's what the Power of Love was on that basis, and I was just writing and speaking to people, and it's a good vibe. You get me? Like I spoke to, for the Power of Love one, I spoke to loads of elders, because they has experienced more. So I was speaking to a lot of like grown women and getting their like experiences. And then a lot of grown men, and the big men, like, raw, what mistakes? A lot of the grown men that I spoke to, a lot of one of their main mistakes is they said they should have went back. Like, a lot of them like left the household with the woman and the children. A lot of their regrets, one that I always see, that as they got older, they wish they went back and dropped the pride and said, you know what? A lot of them I spoke to said they wish they dropped the pride and went back. And when they looked after their children, so that I was like, you raw. They felt it, you get me? But it's like they don't wanna say it.
Yeah.
But when I speak to them on the way, they're saying, yo, one thing is that I wish I went back and looked after my children. I shouldn't have breezed out. I should have dropped the pride thing and just took it and said, you know what? Because you know what it is with a lot of the man them, they'll be all man them are always like that. The man will be out here beating 100 girls. The woman might do two things. You go crazy.
Yeah.
Thinks about doing something wrong.
It's crazy. I'm saying to you, you understand? So
She ain't even thought about it yet,
Bro,
but
she-
you know that she's gonna
you,
think
just,
about
you
it.
might have heard her thought and you flipped. That's it, I'm leaving. I'm saying to you, but you've done a bag of things and get me, and that's what a lot of them were saying, raw, they should have like manned up on certain things, get me, and said, raw, they should have manned up and said, nah, you know what? I'm coming back in as a man, I'm gonna get me, I'm gonna man up, I'm gonna look after my family, I'm gonna just, I'm saying to you, they should have come back in and secured the place and built the family. So
Went to the elders. Because
yeah,
a lot of our older generation, even some now, but a lot of that older generation would just duck out.
Yeah.
And a lot of men ain't catering for their kids. And
a lot of them I spoke to were saying that was one of the things that came up a lot from loads of different men, white, black, every community that was in that kind of thing. They said, yeah, that was one of the main things that they. So I was like, raw, that's deep, and yeah, there's certain things that So I was just chatting to a lot of them, and chatting to young people as well, and seeing their kind of like stand on love. A lot of them associated love with romanticism, like love with like roses and like material things. No one actually saw love as an energy from like an inside, a spiritual energy. They saw it as like things, like card or yeah. So that's when I said, right, it's a lot shallow. Yeah, so they didn't understand love properly. A lot of people don't even understand love as an energy. So that's what was intriguing me. It was intriguing me as like, right, you know what? If we understood love on a deeper level, it will change certain things. It will change how we interact with each other, even as men. I'm saying to you, it just change your interaction. I'm saying to you, as fathers, as brothers, change our interaction with women. I'm saying to you, so that's what I started getting more intrigued with it. Like, you know what, if we can build our, especially relationship with our women is very, it's getting better now though. I think it's getting a bit more better, not with everyone, but it's getting a bit better that way we have like dialogue. We have better dialogue. I'm saying to you, so I think we need more. There still needs to be much more done. We need better dialogue between them, especially in our culture, with the men and the women. I'm saying to you, the sons and mums, dads and daughters, the family structure. There needs to be more dialogue, more tighter dialogue. So that's where kind of like the power of love was kind of like directing the people to that. They had that energy in it. Like, so can we try and tap into this to kind of help ourselves? That's where I was going with the power of love.
Yeah, big. All right, you've you're a grown man. You know yourself. Well, obviously, we're still learning, but you know yourself. You've had to come through a lot of stages in your life, a lot of knockbacks, setbacks. You've had your jail time. You've done the music and had the fight down from the powers that be. How did you keep your focus through all of them times to be able to come out and be the man you want? How did you keep driven? Because obviously, you know how we grow. You see man dropping to the left, man going away to the right, man cracked out, overstart. You understand? So how did you keep your head about you through them times?
Do you know what it is? I just always, I think I'm like got a very revolutionary kind of mindset. So I think with me, it's like certain things don't mean nothing to me because I think I've always had, like, from a young age, I had nice cars, I had nice things from young. Like, so it doesn't really mean nothing. It's like, that's a minor. So with that said, now that to the side, it's easier to function because all that's to the side. That doesn't. I don't have no peer pressure. I don't have no pressure to have those things. So once that's out of the way, that makes it easier. I'm saying to you, so now I can just focus on what I need to focus on. I always knew that, you know what, this is gonna take years. Like the vision I had when I was younger, I knew it was gonna take years. I knew it. So I've already established that. So I've said, you know what, it's gonna take years, and that's fixated in my head. So when I'm failing, I'm like, don't matter, get back up, let's go again. Fail, get back up, let's go again. You see, in the meantime, if I fail and I got to build again, I'm seeing my brethrens going off and some of them are turning millionaires or this is happening. I'm like, raw, that's their vision, that's their mission. I'm saying to you, I got to stay on my mission. I'm saying to you, that just always kept it going. And you know what it is, I see things come to fruition, like even with a lot of the young youths when I'm developing them, and then afterwards I see them on TV, I see everyone saying, "Raw, do you know Rary?" I'm like, "Raw." That was due to my energy, a lot of my work behind the scenes. I'm saying to you, so that's showing me the mission's working. I'm saying to you, when I build my platforms now, I got that I built the studios and the documentary platforms and the book platforms and all the stuff I'm doing now. That is part of the same vision. So I'm seeing it come to fruition. That's giving me more of a drive. Every time something like gets built, it gives me like a ferocious drive again. Like, yes, see, we're there. I'm saying to you, we're getting there. It's like climbing the ladder. Like, raw, I'm a bit more further, a bit more further, a bit more up, and just keeps me going all the time. And it's like a fire. It's hard to explain that fire, but it's just there. You get me?
Yeah, it's burning.
Yeah, it's burning. You get me? It's just,
No, I fully understand it, but I like for the viewers or the youths or someone going through it, I want them to hear it from someone else. I want them to hear how to, because we all go through it. We understand one way or the other, but how you describe it.
And a lot of the people have to always remember. I think what we don't get is we don't get a lot of fail stories. We get a lot of win stories. Yeah, so I always told the fail stories. There's a lot of failing stories, and that's what helps me to win. I'm saying to you, so I failed a couple of times, and that's how I was able to win, because I learned. I'm saying to you, so I always say that to young youths as well, and even just the young people and the elders or business people, entrepreneurs, you have to be ready to fail in order to learn and then to win.
When did something, can you think of a point when something triggered in you, like, you know what, enough of this? Because I did a thing the other day, Rimsey asked me to host a thing for him for his entrepreneur event. You know, so I went down there, and one of the questions they asked, a guy in the audience asked, he said, how do you and when should you separate yourself from your friends if you're moving in a certain direction they're not? No, I gave my answer to that, but I'm gonna ask you what you would say.
My one to that,
because obviously I know where man come up. You understand?
So my one is when it's like that. Sometimes, like, a lot of the time, you have to move away from your friends. If they're not on what you're going on, it's you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to separate. I'm saying to you, like, you can be like, your friend group can still be, my man's a plumber, my man's working in Tesco, one's a driver, one's a rear. You still can do your vision, go your separate way, and you can come back. You can always come back. I always tell people that you can come back. You can go and do your thing and come back. And if a man is mad with you because you've gone somewhere to come back, then just don't be around him anyway. Because the man should be happy that, you know, you've gone to try and do something to great, and you're gonna come back. I'm saying to you, even if you don't come back, but man should be happy that you've gone and you're not on the road, you're not in jail, you're not dead.
Yeah,
that's right.
So they should be happy for you regardless. So I say to everyone, like, you know what? If you're gonna go on a mission and the man them are not on what you're on, if you say for instance, you say, you know what, I'm gonna go and do a paint and decorating course, and the man will say, nah, that's dead. Bro, I'm going to do a paint and decorating course, fam. The man, that's it. Like, that's it. Leave them on their journey, fam. That's when your time is to cut off. Like, you know what, you lot, nice. It was nice gang banging with you and all that. Peace and love. I'm gonna go and do my thing. I'm gonna go and do property development now. I'm gonna go and do my thing now. I'm saying to you, get to that stage. There's a stage you get to. Some people's 21, some people's 25, some people's 30. Everyone has their thing when they had, like, I've had enough.
Yeah.
Everyone gets up. There's a point. Everyone's point's different. Some man's points all 40, 45 and all that, 50 and that. They say, I've had enough now. You know what I'm saying to you? But they say, so everyone's got a cut-off point. Yeah, when your cut-off point comes, don't feel no way to go down your own route. That's what I tell all the youths. Like, when it comes to that, I don't have no kind of like niceness or, get me? It is what it is. You just cut them off and do what you're doing straight.
Trust me, and if they're real friends, they should support you.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
They should.
Straight.
You know, I'm like that.
Decision making can be very costly in our environment.
Yeah.
You understand? Very, very costly. That wrong decision of let me stay with the man them and keep it, whatever. It can be very
costly. Cost man life. Probably has cost a lot of man life.
Cost a lot. No, not probably.
Trust me,
definitely cost a lot of man life.
A lot of man making the decision to stick it out with the gang and that,
100%,
and go on that little ride or go on that whatever. Do you get what I'm saying? And do certain things, innit? You know what I'm saying?
Real deal. All right, documentary. I've heard you say it a few times now, so I'm guessing.
Yeah, so I'm working on. Got some documentaries. I'm working on the Firefly. So I got I wanted to. One of my main things was starting to get into documentaries, and so I've just been kind of learning the game. Over the last couple of years, I've been kind of learning the back end and like how to sort it out properly in the business side of the documentary and the film kind of setup. So I've been kind of learning that. I jumped in it head first, and then I kind of like said, whoa, from past mistakes, you know, let me cut back and learn a bit more first. That's from past mistakes, you get me? So I kind of cut back and say, no, let me just take sometimes I'm one of those people, I'm a bit hasty sometimes. That's my hustler mentality, my ferociousness. I can jump in a bit sometimes head first, you get me? So this one I said, nah, cut back. Take your time and then work on it. So I've been working with some companies abroad and over here, like just kind of getting. I want to do like documentaries on like our culture. So whether like Brixton, Peckham, all the main. I want to do documentaries on our culture, the family structure, the elder structures. I want to start doing serious documentaries on our culture, not just nothing to do with gang or nothing, just to do with our culture.
Yeah.
I'm saying to you, like on a deeper level though.
We mean like even like just the West Indian, the black
yeah,
culture.
just the culture, like the culture of our things and how it's developed and like
From
things that we're
Windrush
doing.
times to where we're at right now.
Yeah,
That covers a lot of things.
yeah,
now,
that's
because
what I'm saying. Yeah, I want to do
covers
like
church, religion,
loads, exactly.
see it there.
And I think I saw a Carla put something up the other day where they was talking about the divorce rates and that, because they always think that like the black community, like, oh, you lot got your parents are nuts, no one's married and that. And then there was some things saying, no, you're mad. Like a lot of the most successful ones are from Caribbean, Barbados, and like, there's data on it. I'm saying to you, so we have to be careful that we're buying into a lot of some crazy narratives that is not. The narratives are not even from us, you know.
No, they're not.
Someone else is saying,
yeah,
I'm saying to you.
that they want
Same
to
for the
run.
black on black and all that. Like, are you mad? Like, if you put everyone into an estate and they're just in that estate, they're gonna argue amongst themselves sometimes.
Of course.
Everyone does it. Asians are doing it. White guys do it. Everyone does it. Like, it's just in the community. They're gonna have problems within their community. So what we do, we then jump on it and say, oh, yeah, problems and black on black and our youths are crazy. No, our youths ain't no more crazy than the other set of youths.
Sure.
I'm saying to you. And that's my thing. And then also what we do as well in our community, we don't like it when there might be like, say there's like 100 youths that are just wild. We're like, the youths are going mad, but there's like 10,000 other youths that are doing housing developments and proper businesses and that, engineering courses. I'm saying,
But
well,
they get
so
no mention, they get no air.
they don't get no mention. So them youths are just like over there, and no one just acknowledge them, like they don't do nothing. So I don't like all that. I'm saying, no, we need to shine the light on the light. We need to shine the light on the light so we can see these are the youths that are
Black Britain, you know.
This is our youths. I'm saying to you.
But this is why I say we have to. There's negatives to it, but we have to at the same time take advantage of this social media era as
Exactly.
well, because we're spotlighting certain things. We have the opportunity to. Not saying we are, but we have the opportunity to spotlight certain things. People that are doing well, black men that are positive role models, guys that are in business, infrastructure that's going on. We've got to use it for that as well, because that's why I say before they could keep us separate and all the narratives were pushed, and it's just newspaper talk or this, that, and now we can clap back fast. We can have voices.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah. And so that's it's just those narratives. I think when I get into more into the documentary and the film side, I was trying to show more those things. Like we always show as well. Like we will show like rappers and successful. Like a businessman has to make like 10 million. Then he's like, oh yeah, this community guy is doing good. He made 10 million. But I'm saying, well, what about the man that's got his barbershop in the ends and he makes a good turnover a year? What about him? He's successful.
Yeah.
He's successful. To us, he's successful because he's come from our manor.
Yeah.
And he's come out and he's got his shop and he's doing very, very well. Out of that shop, he's bought like 2 houses. And so that's successful.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. So I'm saying, well, that's successful. So, but it's like that guy gets dismissed. Like, oh, that's just a man on the ends with a little shop. Man all says that, no, little shop.
Yeah,
That man got some little shop on the ends.
Yeah. Because it ain't fast money, or it's not like.
Because you think it's not fast, because you're used to seeing a man that's on the like the blogs and that with like 60 million.
That's why I say, showing the wrong images.
Showing the wrong images. I'm saying to
3-4 cars.
Yeah, I'm
and
saying
then
to you.
it filters down. The man sometimes starts referring to his own thing as, I've got a little shop, because he's a bit. You become downtrodden now. You understand?
Yes.
Whereas, but sometimes I do hear certain men. I've heard you used to do it before. That's where you correct yourself and you'll say like, my man's got a little thing going, and you say, no, I shouldn't even say a little thing.
I'm saying, yes.
Yes. Because what's it for him to be a big thing? What's it
He's got
wireless?
You know what I'm
saying? You know what I'm saying?
More celebrations of
Exactly.
But you say a thing. You got to celebrate the little things. You used to say that all the time. You got to celebrate.
Man.
So, and it's not even little things. You got to celebrate your wins, man. You got to celebrate your wins.
It's not even little things.
Nah, but you got to celebrate every little win you have. You deserve to be able to celebrate, bro. Some man just saved up their money and bought themselves a one little car that they can take their kids to football now on the weekend.
That's a big thing.
That's a win, bro.
That changes that whole family's perspective.
That's a
on
win.
Getting people to school, to work.
That's a
from
win.
here to there. Like, I love it, the fact of changing the narrative of how we perceive other people's situations in each other.
Yes.
Do you get what I'm saying? Because everyone's quick to just downplay things and make it like, oh, that's so. Then now everyone's stepping light with what they don't even want to tell a man that they did this or got a new job there, because man be like, oh, is that where you're working? Oh, that's all right. Like, do you get what I'm saying? This time, that job for him, whether it be wherever it is, changes their whole outlook on life. Do you get what I'm saying? In their situation,
and that's why that to see that is important. It's like when we're coming here. So back in the days, a man would have said, raw, like, oh, I need to go on the BBC, or I need to go on there. And now, man was saying, I need to go on the Winners Talk podcast. Like, well, link me up. Can I get on there? That's what I'm saying to you. So now the shift is to you created powerful platforms, and a lot of people have done that also. So now this is the new BBC. This is the new. So some people hear the what's going on via these podcasts. Yeah. Like, man ain't turning on BBC Two no more. That's done out here now. I'm saying to you, a lot of those things done out here now. I'm saying to you, so a lot of like the people are going on like the Made You Thinks or the Winners Talking podcast. That's how they get the positive news, all those kind of things. That's where they're going now for their information, to see what's going on. So we are in a better position now. We are kind of building stepping stones.
Yeah, 100.
Definitely.
I was
just drifted for a minute just before you said that. I was thinking in my head, us three men sitting here like this, and we're gonna push this energy out into the world when it comes out. This is creating a great narrative. You understand the conversation that's going on. And that's not happening. Whatever how many years ago, that's not happening, bro. But we're taking a grip of our own stories now. You understand? That's why I know the documentary is gonna be I already know it's going to be a great, because it's coming from a real place, from real people.
That's what it is. That's what it is. So that's kind of, I'm just about we owning and creating our own narrative. I say they're not always has to be about gangs and a man's kind of stroking their ego, because everyone wants to be like with the films. Everyone wants to be like the shooter, the gangster, and that. Like we're very. I don't know what it is with the street thing. Everyone wants to just like be the rude boy.
Bad boy.
Yeah, everyone wants to be the killer and all that. And I'm trying to change the narrative where we need different narratives. We need to show better narratives, like with ourselves. I'm saying to you, like, of our community, like we have to have a better image of our community. Like it's not just like that. It's mad because that the bad guys are like 2% of the community. So it's like, but we're making that be like that's the main of our community. That's not the main of our community. So that's it's crazy. Like it's saying to you, like the real guys, the real movies, and the real guys that are doing stuff, the real OGs and that. There's like around. It's like 2%, and the rest of the people are just people that are just doing their thing, going about their business,
trying to live.
But what they're trying to do now, they're trying to push it like the whole, everyone's gang, everyone's OG, everyone's like, bro.
But enough of us.
It's not the case.
Enough of us. It's circumstances. The man them didn't even want to really keep up certain things.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying.
Man them didn't really want to have to do certain things or move a certain way. It's circumstances at times, bro. If you put the same, you take Jaja and put him in you drop him in a totally different environment from you're getting a totally different outcome. But they drop us in certain situations and scenarios. So this is what we have. This is how we move and how we adapt to survive. You understand? But when we get opportunity now, opening up businesses and talking positive stuff and trying to network, but it's just, we got dropped in this, bro. We got dropped in it.
And man, but like you said even just before about us all being in the room right now, like we're the ones that even being dropped in those societies and being in those situations have managed to show the people that there is ways out. Like there is not even just ways out, there is ways that you can just navigate your way through this thing, innit? Do you get what I mean? Because not saying that like I think that's another thing we make out like the ends is like it's so terrible that we have to leave it. It's not it's not out like we can all be successful and still be on the bits to a certain extent.
That's the thing. That's another narrative that's mad.
You get what I mean?
That you have to move out far and all that.
Yeah. Obviously, sometimes when you do get to a certain level of success, the walls are there. You gotta do what you gotta do. But it's like I say, home is home, innit?
I say the important thing for me always was this: I've got to come back. I've got to be able to move around in my. I must. You know how important that is to me. I must be able to move around. I'm walking. That's why I've always rated you, because from any time we've linked up, you're coming by yourself.
You see how
me moving. Yeah. Unless I'm coming to link this or this, I'm always by myself. You understand? And I have to be able to, I can't live like that, bro. I've got to touch ends. While I go on to the man in the barbers, go in the food shop, we got to move like that. We got to be able to move. So I'm not saying you might not want to move. Like, it might be a better situation for your child or whatever. You might want some distance or whatever. But you got to touch back. If you can, try to do what you can for your people in the bits. Try to do like I said, man said Brixton recording studio, this, that, you know, open gym.
Man's
from
still on the,
it's
man's
important
still
to man.
there.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
important to
Yeah,
man.
Exactly.
still there and not having to be moving around the bit so you
Yeah.
can't leave your yard to your brethren.
Yeah,
You've got whatever and you're doing this and you're cutting that. Man, them can freely go where they need to go and do it.
But again, that goes to see art growing up, especially in art, like back in the days times, in a certain era. Remember, we was more free for how we like. It would happen at all the ends. You will roll around your ends more freely. Like you go to, you just ride your bike and cut through. You go through all 60 states. And on the way you're checking the bag of your brethrens. So we kind of grew up differently where we're more freer. So like I will walk into another area. I don't even think about it. I don't think nothing. I'm just going to the shop. I'm going to check my brethren. I don't think of all my days. This is like, you can't be in this area and all that. That's not in my head. So I think that's just the way how we grew up. This generation grew up a bit different, where they have to be more. They post Cody. They have to kind of watch what's going on. You get me? So
On one side of the road.
Yeah.
Talk to a man on the will be heavily beefing
Yeah.
on the other side of the road. How do you live?
How do you live then?
It's crazy.
'Cause man, what every time man goes shop.
yeah.
That's what he said. The chicken shops on the other side of the road.
Way off the end to get trained because the closest train station was in another state.
Yeah, it's mad now.
Yeah. So
It's
so there's a lot of like them seeing the young people seeing certain narratives and kind of changing their mindset. Like, you know what? We need to break that down, and it does come on the elders to kind of like start setting pace for certain things and speaking on certain things and making them feel like they can do certain things and go to some and cross other areas and they have to feel like they can do that. Saying to you, so we as elders also have we got to take some blame as well. Like
and we have responsibility.
We done some things that we did do some things that we didn't know better, but we still done it, and we still have to take some accountability. We did also make some mistakes on the streets, and we did push agendas that probably wasn't in the best of our own interests and other people's interests, following us behind us. Remember, they're just looking at us watching. Remember, they're like, we are their teachers. They're learning from us. It's like school.
But we evolve. Like sometimes, I don't know who was cussing someone the other day. They was cussing someone to me, and I said, "Yeah, but he's 20. When I was 20, I was a certain way. It's evolving. So we all wish we knew better at the time. But we learn from experience. We grow as men. But what we can do, I always say it, we can try and give a blueprint so you lot can avoid the pitfalls that we already went through. You understand? To try and avoid that, because when we're in it, we don't know no better, bro. You understand? We're talking a certain way, we're making our music a certain way, we're doing what we're doing, but because that's all we see. Like literally, that's all you see. That's you don't see nothing else but that. So so your music's a reflection of it. How you talk might be.
We're changing it now because it's like we're not with the messages that we're giving out and with the things we're doing, the podcast, everything. It's kind of. It's like we're not physically going to the hood and grabbing one man from one block and the next man from another block and saying shake hands, but we're putting ideas in people's heads that can maybe help change the way they might look at a situation, stepping forward into something maybe a couple of weeks down the line. Do you get what I'm saying?
Examples.
Showing
examples of a lot of stuff. I see Jaja, and I hear Jaja talk about his children, his daughters. Is it still the two daughters? You got any more?
Yeah, I got 5 children.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 2 boys, 3 two boys, 3 girls. Yeah.
You know you have to pick up.
I want to make sure they did it right. Get me?
Get right. Correct. I know you're actively involved. You do what you're supposed to do. I make sure I do what I'm supposed to do. It's important. It's very, very important to show that and to do that.
Be present.
Understand? Be present. Active. You understand? Help influence them. It starts from there. You know, it starts from that nucleus there of educate them, talk to them a certain way, call them kings. Tell them they're queens, call them champions, instill that mindset in their head. You know them ones. I've always said it. That's all I call from youths. That you're at champion, you're at this, that, other. But I remember now, my uncle them used to talk that kind of talk with me and all of that. But by the time you're taking it light, you're taking it light.
But it goes into your mindset.
Mindset. Because like you said, they want to try down, they want to tread you down into the dirt. You understand? So we have to rise them up from it starts from the home. It starts from the home and then goes out into the world. And that's what we're doing now. We put it out into the world. Positive affirmations.
Trust me.
You see it?
We'll talk.
Yeah, see, Jaja smiling. Something's running through your mind. Go. What's running through your mind?
No, you know what it is? See, when you're saying like it's mad because see a lot of the time, you don't get black people that you can relate to on certain things. So when you're speaking, that's what you were saying before. It's like, it's like someone speaking. It's like you look in the mirror. Like sometimes, that's what happens. So it's refreshing. Yeah. So every time I hear that, so it's like raw. Like that's refreshing. Like I'm saying to you, you might say something and it's like raw. It's like I'm hearing myself. So
This is the message I've been putting out.
I've always felt that with Jack. Anyway,
so sometimes you're like raw. Like that's like even sometimes I'll be watching other people's stuff. I'm like raw. That's, it's like we're speaking. You get me? We're linked. That's what it's about. That's kind of like that's the powers I'm dealing with and that kind of level of energy we're putting out there. So man, that's the levels from. That's
What about the poetry? Because you're the one of the original to be making that transition.
So the poetry thing, my poetry, it's mad because I done a poetry album, come with like 2010 or something early, and it got loads of recognition in like America and like some European countries more than England. So I was going all over the place.
Performing and that.
Yeah, like I was going all over the place. The clicking.
Come on.
The clicking thing,
If did it throw you at first, or you knew about it?
No, it threw me off a look at it, and I realised it.
It's a thing.
And that's the thing.
Nah, if you don't know, it'll throw you.
It'll throw you. I'll say to you, that's the clicking thing. That's no noise. That's clicking. I'll say to you, that's a boom. That's your boom.
That's your reload.
I'll say to you, that's your reload. That's your wheel up. So I started doing, I was doing the poetry thing and it was doing good. And then with that, me and a guy called Mr. Play, we linked up and we done a poetry event called Poetry Love.
Shout out Mr. Play.
Shout out Mr. Play.
Shout out Mr. Play. We've done a Poetry Love, created that, and then we done a big poetry show in Tate Museum. We done a massive one in Tate Museum. Georgia Poet. It was a madness. It was dope. Sophia Fakor, Nego True. We had like a lot of poets in that. It was big. So it was kind of the first kind of platform to kind of do something like that, where we've done it in the main museum, and it went in all the papers and all that kind of stuff. And the poetry thing, that was again, that was just me trying to add to the creativity and add to the platforms that I saw out there. That this is our thing, but it's not getting the love that it deserves, and that's why I've done the poetry events, and I've been doing them over the time since then. And a lot of poets I've done workshops, and a lot of poets that started with me at the beginning that was just small at the time. Now they're big. I see them all over the place touring and all that. So that what they give me, when I see them, they give me mad props. Like, oh my days, you helped me write at a poetry workshop, and that helped me and go down here. And so that's always a beautiful thing. Like when I see people happy for the platforms that we created. So that's where the poetry kind of stemmed from. And just I always wanted to do. I think with poetry, it's just like I just want to speak. I just wanted to, to hear this one. Like that's saying to you. So that's where that kind of came from with the poetry thing. But it was just mainly to create a platform. I done the poetry to say, you know what, I want to start creating events. That's where the idea came from. So it wasn't for me to just go be a poet. It was like I just want to bring more light onto the poetry platform and help them. And then I'm gonna build a platform from it. That's where I kind of went with the idea. I'm always like that. I'm always like kind of very strategic in what I do. So sometimes I have to get thrown stones at me to build something. Afterwards, everyone's like, "Raw, that platform's dope." But you're throwing stones at me the first time because, bro, how come he's doing poetry now?
Soft now.
I'm doing soft again, doing poetry. You get me? So I've been over the years I've been linked to that. So, but I'm used to it now. I'm saying to you, when you're comfortable with yourself,
it is.
Nothing can't bother you. I'm saying to you, I'm always comfortable with myself all the time. Like I know what I'm doing. I say, you might not understand now, but you're gonna see what I'm doing.
Go for yours. Go for yours. It's the same with that. Listen, even with the rap thing, when we was doing rap, everyone was doing garage or grime. No one was rapping. Everyone was telling me, what are you rapping for? That's not rap. No one raps. I remember man saying to me, nobody raps, bro. Nobody raps.
It's mad you saying that, because remember, I remember there was a time, remember it was like we was just on a street thing, and I remember, then the money kind of side started transition. I think like C1 and there was a couple people kind of like transition, but there was the money thing. Then Pounds came in on the money. Remember, he came in on money, he came in a different vibe. Remember, I remember his vibe was serious, like when he came in. There was a lot of people doing that. I think there was Pounds. There was what's that guy from Northwood? And he had the tunes with Styles P and all that back in on Channel U.
JMC.
Oh,
JMC.
Yeah.
There was certain people. I remember the thing, fam. I remember the saying to you, there was certain man.
He was doing big.
They were saying to you, but
JMC was
they were saying to you. So the man them came with a certain angle where like raw man's on the street, money and the rap street kind of element. There was only certain man was doing that. Remember? There wasn't a lot of man. So I remember, fam. There wasn't a lot of man. There was like 5 man or something like that.
Yeah,
literally.
Trust me.
In my head, I just said 5. In my head, I said 5 as well.
Bro, there was like 5 man, fam.
Everyone was dance. House,
Bro, it was either garage or some or the street estate rap or garage and all that, and then certain man came, 5 man came with the money angle. Yeah, I remember it, and then that's when it kind of like started changing a bit as well. That man started, the street guys kind of had to like, the ones that was raw, like the man on the estates had to kind of like, raw, we got to fix up a little bit.
Yeah,
like, raw. Man's got to come out the estate and make a video on. With white screen, with models, you get me? That was about like powers that said them things. Come out the block. Man caused problems, get me? Like, so the man had to kind of step up their game and like evolution. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying to you, because that's at the time the man them was raw. Man had big buzzes, but man was on the raw on the estates. And then I think it was like C1. There was only a couple man that changed it.
Man that was switching it up.
They switched it up, made it more like raw. Yeah, we're from the streets. Well, man's got this money thing and business and the presence.
But at the same time,
changed.
You're fully right. At the same time, I think it was just ahead of its time at the same time as well, because then I used to have people say to me, nah, this is too much. No one will get it. You need to go back and shoot on the estate.
That's
you understand? Literally. Literally.
But man was always thinking ahead, because you got to think, man was on the scale of what you're looking at the American video.
I used to think my video was gonna come after them man's video. I wanted to look neat on it. Because when it used to come on the big playlist, I used to think, it works. It works.
Go from on mountain bike to man in proper venue looking, you know.
It works.
That's what I think. I think in the UK, I think the scene is not, they haven't valued what man them put to the scene. I think it's been kind of like, oh yeah, them man are old school, and them man are like, they done this, but they didn't understand that at that time the work that had to get put in at the time.
No joke.
There was a time when music videos was like 5-10 grand. Standard. Like
at least.
Bro, see when man's getting videos now for £500, like, bro, you mad? We would have loved that. If that was the time then, we would have had around 1 million videos.
Like, if you could do, I think back then, if looking at some of the artists, like you're saying, that those 5 and everything you was doing and the man were doing, if you had the outlet of what you have now, back then, gone.
If we had streaming, it would have been gone, bro.
Gone,
we'd have been gone.
But them man, when the 5 man, that was the money rap was that was 5 of them. That was 5, fam. So streaming, imagine there's 5 man. They were the cream, bro. That's what I'm saying to you. The PDC time, it was us, man. There's only a couple man on the street thing. That's all it was. There was no other. That's it. So you got to remember, streaming wise, we would have creamed. It would have been mad. Every ends would have been streamable. So we would have been gone.
The names were ringing out, bro. But you'd find that old school way by going somewhere and everybody knows you. You understand? I remember being randomly, we were somewhere like Cardiff or something, and they're like, "Rah, but there ain't no social media.
There's nothing.
Exactly.
Man, them having, it's just so we don't even know how big we are. We're finding out.
And man's finding out all the different stories. Like, I heard my man's this big. I heard this, that. You know, like, because no one don't know.
We missed out, and a lot of man was like, not a lot of man was hurt for that because they missed out. But we did miss out. But I just said to them, we still can. There's still, it's always.
That's the difference.
I'm like, nah, fam. Like, there's always ways, bro. Like, I'm a hustler.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm a hustler.
But that's why we sit here like
that's what,
comfortable, smiling on your face because you're at peace. And I've never been fazed by it. I've looked at the evolution and seen what's gone on, and man will say, boy, you were just ahead of your time. And I say, yeah, cool. But I'm good with what's going on.
Yes.
I'm glad to be, even if it was a minuscule part of what's gone on now.
Yes.
I know what Jaja's represented to it, what I've represented to it. You understand? So I'm satisfied within that, and I'm smart enough, and man smart enough to. We're always gonna eat. We're always gonna find an angle. We're gonna you understand. And look at the branches that's come from, man. You spoke about poets that have come from out of your workshops. I know the impact. I hear a bagger man rapping like man from BBC all now.
Old school,
you
yeah,
understand?
old school,
You can hear the
yeah.
influence.
The influence,
you understand?
yeah.
So that's what it is. Man, them are like flipping. What would be the equivalent? What would be the equivalent in America? Them originals done. Don't go too far back. 'Cause man, them are still young. You get me?
Yeah.
But there's- you know what I mean? But certain man, you get me? Like, we've come in like certain man that was pioneering the thing.
Yeah.
But only in America. I would say they're a bit ahead of us. So some man, you could consider Jay-Z and them man like old school when they were rapping, but it's just moved.
Yeah.
They didn't have the grime, the garage, the house. You understand? To all battle against.
But yeah, the scene, even where the scenes come to, like I look at the scene all the time, proud all the time. Like, I look at the scene when I see everyone doing their thing, like I'm proud. You get me? Like yeah, man. When I see podcasts and I see the man them winning, and I see the man them making money, and I see man in like mad cars or mad houses or property developers now that are doing big, and I'm just like wow. Because I was there at the start. So when you're from the start bit, it's just proud, like, raw. This is all what come out of that seed that we planted.
Yeah.
I'm saying to you, so the seed that all the man then planted at the beginning, this is the fruits of the labor of it. So I always rate it. I'm like, yeah, this is dope, fam. Like, this is dope. Like, this is a beautiful thing that's happening that's come out of, either whether people acknowledge it or not, or I just know that I've seen it grow.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, wow, this is a beautiful thing. Like, and seeing the young youths, I see some young youths out there, they're millionaires now. I'm like, yo, but that's a beautiful thing. Get me?
The
That's dope.
Now is the time. Now our children can benefit from this. We're in positions we've never been in before.
Yeah, trust me.
We're doing things we've never done before.
With things that are
and we're
accessible
celebrating
to you.
each other.
Yes.
We're congratulating each
Yes.
other. We're shaking each other's hands. We're embracing each other when we see each other. And it's genuine. We're not doing it to try look and land, man, or try.
Genuine.
You know, when man used to think, if a man's too nice, you're thinking, no man,
Too much,
What going on? Is he trying to line me? Like, you understand? And more time he probably was. You understand? But times have changed now.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the energy we're moving forward with.
100 and
Charles,
yeah, man.
What's next up? What's next
So
up? What's on the horizon?
Yeah, so my main thing I'm working on now is building the infrastructure. I think what we don't have is, so I got a partnered up with Distro, got my own distribution as well. So when I like to work with a lot of artists, they go for my own distribution. So I got the distribution set up, the training courses, the artist development. I'm gonna go heading towards doing like starting to work with the bigger companies, the bigger labels and the bigger sponsors, but on still keeping where we our ownership.
Yes.
So I'm saying to you, so I'm just going on that level where we're starting to basically own our infrastructure. I'm trying to create more platforms so that we can come through and have more ownership. I'm saying to you, so I'm starting off with Brixton. I'm starting to do a lot of stuff in Brixton. A lot of the things that's happening there, I'm behind the scenes. So a lot of people see things happening around Lambeth and a lot of stuff happening, and I've got my foot in the back end of it. I'm saying to you, just helping the platforms build and helping a lot of young people come on board and with a better blueprint than what we had. So we're not this time around with the change, we're not losing out. I'm saying to you, like back in days, we're not losing out. I'm saying to you, we're part of it. And I'm also trying to get into the kind of like political structure of things. I was saying to you with the way the councils are set up and all that kind of stuff. I'm starting to understand it better. Over the years, I've been looking into a lot of the political side of how it's affecting our communities. Things are happening in our community and we're not voting. We don't even know the ballots was started, or we don't know what's going on. We're getting MPs that are, you might be on the estate and your local MP, you didn't even vote. You didn't even know that there was getting voted in or voted out.
Yeah.
You don't even know what's going on. But that person comes in and making mad changes in your area.
Yeah.
They don't even live on they don't live on the estate. No, they don't live nowhere in the area. They're from like some crazy place, Leatherhead or somewhere.
Yeah.
But they're coming in and making changes on your estate.
Yeah.
It's like raw. What's going on there? So I'm understanding that structure better as well to start making changes on that level as well. I'm saying, so that's why I've been working on heavily in that side of it as well, just to start making some different changes on a bigger scale.
Yeah. Well, nothing but respect and all that, brother.
Much
It's
respect,
not overnight. It's not new. Judge has been doing this for so long, bro. For so long, you understand? That's why I had to make sure from earlier. I always said I gotta get Judge in there, cause I have to celebrate what man's been doing.
Much respect.
Continuously, ongoing. You understand? And it's not ending. There's still projects that are just beginning.
Yeah.
You understand? And it's not been an easy road for any of us. So I know you've had your fight downs and your difficult times, but you've soldiered and you're standing strong. You understand? And done very, very well, my bro. So we appreciate you. We respect you. You understand? I mean, I just wanted to make that clear and show it here. Nothing but props for one of the originals. You get me? So yeah, we're gonna bring it to a close. It's been another great. It's been insightful, man. Them enjoy that one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been insightful, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Come on,
Levels again,
man. Yeah, one of the legends. Then, bro. Like everyone has to understand when you're hearing certain tunes, you're hearing certain rappers. Now, believe me, Jaja and his clique was involved in influencing some of your favorite rappers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Much love.
So now, big up every time, Judge. We're gonna wrap it up. It's another one. Winners Talking podcast. Stat.